What's going on, nation? We're in the gym today. We're going to focus on doing a back and abdominal workout. Now for back, you're going to do 4 exercises, 4 sets per exercise. You're going to focus on 10 reps per set. Now normally in the gym, I do a lot of things like pull-ups and a lot of body weight stuff, barbell stuff. So today, I'm going to utilize the machines in the gym with the reverse pull-downs, T-bar rows, and the lat pull-downs. We're going to finish up with a nice dumbbell pull-over and go really deep and slow to really feel it in your lats. They're going to go over to abdominals. I'm going to focus on 3 ab exercises, so when you leave the gym, you feel pumped and your core is destroyed.
You need to make sure you have the right tubes.
Now the first exercise that I'm doing is a seated reverse pull down. And I love this machine. I don't get to use it often. And what I like about it is that the arms are independent of each other. So whenever the arms are independent, it makes the exercise a bit more intense. And you can't really have a dominating side, and you have to focus on pulling the arms down at the exact same motion. And as you guys can see, I'm getting a lot of muscle activation. I'm doing full extensions with my arms, pulling back as far as I can. I'm squeezing all the muscles as tight as possible to maximize my burn on every single set. That last rep, 1 second hold, makes all the difference. Make sure you guys complete 4 sets of 10 reps, and then let's move on to the next exercise, which is going to be a lat pull down. Once again, I'm using a machine for the lat pull down. As I said in the beginning, I don't have the option to use machines all the time, so sometimes I like to switch it up. And the same thing with this machine is the arms are independent of each other, so you have to really focus on making sure you're going up and down evenly. Once again, get a full extension on every single rep and make sure you're not using momentum by bringing the weight up and leaning forward and then pulling yourself back. Because the more momentum you use, the less of your back you're going to engage. Now this is actually a new machine we finally got at our gym, and it's a T-bar row machine. And what I like to do is a close grip, really focus on hitting my rhomboids, and you guys will notice that I'm bending over as much as I can, trying to keep my back parallel to the ground. And the easiest way to do that is to get a wider stance, push your knees out, and try to sit back with your torso in between your legs. And once again, go for that full extension. You'll see I'm starting to get a little tired. I'm using a little bit of momentum to get the weight all the way up, but as long as it's on the last few reps, it's all right. Now the dumbbell pullover is another great exercise. A lot of people like to use this exercise for chest as well. The way I'm going to do the exercise is I'm going to bring the dumbbell back as far as I can. I'm actually going to let it basically touch the ground a little bit. And as soon as it touches the ground, that's my cue to bring it back up. I'm going for as much range of motion as possible to really flare my back. And then as I pull the dumbbell up, I'm not just pulling the dumbbell up and using my arms. I'm squeezing my back and lats as hard as I can for extra muscle activation. So that's why I'm going a little bit slower on this exercise, but I'm definitely feeling a great burn, as you can see from my face. Now, I was going to try to turn the audio up more on these clips, but right now, all the music was off in the gym for some reason, and there was a sports game on, and it was just really annoying. So I wanted to focus on the lift. You'll also notice that I'm doing my best to keep my hips up in the air and keeping my body as straight as a plank. That's very important. If you start to sag your hips down, you're not going to get that lat spread that you want. So try to keep your hips up in the air as you perform the exercise. Now we're going to move on to abs. I like to start off with ab pull downs when I'm doing my heavy weeks. So today I'm doing one of my heavy weeks. That's why I pinned an extra 25 pounds to the stack. Now you'll notice that as I go up and down, I'm actually getting an arch in my lower back. A lot of people do this exercise with too much weight and they don't get that arch, and it becomes more of just kind of lifting the stack up and down as opposed to having any type of motion in your torso area, any crunching motion. And that crunching is very important. You want to try to get your elbows to your knees on every rep. Now what I usually like to do when I go heavy is go a little bit heavier than this and have somebody stand on my toes. But I don't have that option right now. There was no one around to stand on my toes, so the stack weighs more than I do right now, and you can see me starting to struggle as I fatigue to not let the weight pull me up. But in the end, it kind of made the exercise more intense, and I loved it. The second ab exercise you're going to do is an advanced leg lift. And now for this exercise, you're going to hold yourself in the air, keep your arms straight, keep your feet together, legs straight, and you want to bring your legs as high as you can. And as you bring your legs up, you want to squeeze your abs. And it might look like I'm using a lot of momentum right here, but what's actually going on is I'm bringing my legs down and I'm flexing at the bottom and then throwing my legs in the air while contracting my core as hard as I can. So if you start to use too much momentum, just slow down and stop. But if you can isolate your abs and squeeze them like I am, that's the way you want to do it. The last ab exercise you're going to do is going to be a floor crunch with your feet elevated in the air. And believe it or not, this actually helps you activate your core a lot more. By putting my legs in the air and then kind of pulling my heels towards my hamstrings, it's not allowing me really to use any sort of momentum to get up in the air. So I have to contract my abs a lot harder to get my shoulder blades up off the ground. And as you can see, this is my last ab exercise, so my abs are pretty destroyed by now. If ever I do an abdominal workout, I like to stick to the body weight stuff last, because I'd rather pre-exhaust my abdominals as much as possible before doing the body weight stuff to make the body weight stuff more intense.
Alright guys, it's my back and abdominal workout. Why don't you guys give it a shot? Let me know what you think in the comment section below. For more great tips, exercises, and routines, feel free to join me on my website, scotthermanfitness.com. And as always, more good stuff coming soon. See you guys.